All right, so this is a huge news day in the NFL where we see 4 suspensions handed down. We bring in our analyst, Jamie Dukes, 10-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion, Willie McGinnis, who played against Antonio Gates. So we're going to get your take on him. This is a guy that has had 12 years in the league. Antonio Gates, 8 Pro Bowls. What was your reaction when you heard this?
Well, he's a seasoned veteran. And, of course, you know the protocol. You have to take whatever you're putting into your body. You got to take it into the training room. And you have to get it okayed by the trainer. They tell us that time and time again. The other thing is, I understand if he didn't know, but if there's something you're curious about or you don't really understand, that's the protocol. Now, how it impacts them on the field, he's the guy who stretches the middle of the field. It opens up everything for the other receivers on that team. Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates are on the same page. They sometimes don't even have to talk. When you game plan for the San Diego Chargers, he's one of the first guys that you talk about having to stop, not only in the field, but in the red zone. He demands a double team. Maybe he's lost a step and he's not athletic as Green, but he's a better overall tight end. And going into his 13th season in Green is now.
And that's the key. He's Phillip Rivers blanking.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the guy that Phillip always relies on to make that play. And as you talk about it, I use the term there's a symbiotic relationship that they have developed between each other to where it's a wink, it's a nod, it's an eyebrow raise. And so now all of a sudden for the first 4 games of the year, Phillip Rivers is not going to have that guy that he has that type of relationship with.
And Ladarius Green, just 2 touchdowns in the NFL. That's a big difference and a big step down from a future Hall of Famer. All right, let's move on to Sheldon Richardson. This is a huge loss for the Jets, Willie, because, as you know, that defensive line is predicted to be one of the best and most dominant in the NFL. How does this affect that defense?
They're still going to be really good, but when you got a guy that's an impact player in the trenches inside a defensive tackle that can penetrate the pocket up the middle, that's disruptive, that plays opposite of Wilkerson. He led the team in sacks. Quarterback hits, he was always hitting the quarterback. Tackle for losses, which means he's disruptive within that pocket. You can't be a quarterback that sits in the pocket because you got these guys that are disrupting up the middle. Now, when you take him off the field, you got some depth in Leonard Williams, and you got other guys like Harris and Wilkerson that can make those plays, but when you're scheming against this defense, you can't double or slide towards one guy. That's what made him so dangerous. He's an impact player, not just on that team, but he's one of the better defensive linemen in the league.
All right, well, we don't know what we have in Leonard Williams, but I guess we're going to find out a lot more about this first-round draft pick as more will be asked about him as well. All right.